Hi, I'm Phil from PaGu Batons, and I want to thank you for choosing to use our Fit Kit for your class. First of all, professors, I'm going to ask that you print out this class fitting worksheet, which is going to be very helpful for your kids to be able to keep track of what they're looking at and how to order their batons. First of all, handle choice. We have a variety of handles for you to try out, and I just suggest picking them up, putting them in your hand, try each one. When you find ones that feel the most comfortable, set them aside, and it'll probably come down to 2 or 3 that are most comfortable in your hand. Our fitting system says that the baton that's going to feel the most comfortable, based on our research, is typically one that's about the size of your base knuckle to the tip, and then about the width of your middle knuckle. Now the proportions of it, whether it's slender in the middle or that's why there's different shapes, but the basic size, the largest ball is about the size of the width of the knuckle, plus the length of it being tip to base knuckle. Whether I like this one or this one, even though they share those proportions, is going to come down to me feeling it. So the next thing is wood options. You can select different wood options, but for a class set, it's easiest for me when I'm dealing with hundreds of batons when the class says craftsman's choice, and it gives me the opportunity to choose the wood for you. And I have lots of attractive woods to pick from. So don't feel like I'm probably going to pick something ugly for you. I'm going to do a good job of trying to pick something that's attractive. It's a safer bet in your ordering if you say craftsman's choice, and then in the order comments to put down, I like darker woods, I like fun colors, I like light woods, and that makes it a lot easier on me. But if you have a specific, I really love cocobolo, then go ahead and put that on there. If I can't make it work, I'll email you. The next is the stick choice. We have a few different choices for you. We have standard wood, which is birch. That's pretty much the industry standard, and it's in natural or white. And the reason for white versus natural is depending on the lighting of the environment you're working in. So if you're working in an environment with more fluorescent and incandescent lights, then maybe a natural shaft would be a better choice. If you're working with more LED lights, then maybe the white shaft. So it really comes down to you and the auditorium and where you're conducting. Personally, I always keep 2 batons in my quiver when I'm going out guest conducting, one natural and one white, because I just never know what is going to be easier for the ensemble to see. And invariably, I always ask, hey, which baton can you guys see better? And that's the one I'll use for the rehearsals and the concert with that group. In that environment. So that's the standard shaft. Here is our super shaft, which you maybe can see the difference or not, but the super shafts we fashion here from large sheets of plywood I'll take and I'll cut them down. It's a special type of wood, and I cut them into squares, and I have special tools here that I've had made for me that will turn this into this, and these are about 70% stronger than the standard birch shaft is. So that's the super shaft, and again, it's either in white or natural. And the last is carbon fiber, which I should have put aside, but carbon fiber, I use a couple of different thicknesses, a 3, 4, and 5 millimeter, depending on the weight I need to balance with the wood. Carbon fiber's never going to break, but it's a little bit pricier, so it really comes down to what you want to invest in your instrument. The next step is forearm length. I've created a PaGu ruler for you. It's included in the kit, and you take this, it'll tell you right on there where the elbow needs to go. 90-degree angle, you stick this into the elbow, and then you look at where the ruler shows at the center of the palm. For mine, it's 11 inches. If it's kind of in the middle, I like to round up a little bit. So, and then you would put whatever that measurement is in here where it says forearm length. And then we have 5 different grips or balance points. So the first one is palm weighted. Palm weighted is where the handle's very heavy and there's no weight at all in the stick. So that's palm weighted. Then we have behind the collar. which is where we put the balance point right here behind the collar. I call the collar where the shaft meets the handle. So right behind that is where the balance point is for behind the collar. Now you can move your fingers up and get a little bit of handle weight, or you can move your fingers back and get a little bit of tip weight. So that's an option too. Then we have basic fulcrum, which is where the handle and the shaft meet, and that's pretty much the most popular. And that's where your balance point's right there. And then there's basic tip weight, where we have about 1/4 of an inch forward of the handle. We'll put the weight, the balance, and then if you hold it at the collar, you'll feel the tip give you a little bit of life or a little bit of weight forward. If your hand's longer and you bring your fingers up a little bit, then it'll feel like it's a basic fulcrum because of where the pinch point is. Lastly, we have the tension free, where we have the balance point 1 inch forward of the handle. And that's if we're going to tuck the handle in a little bit further, we'll get more weight in the tip, or we can hold it basic fulcrum and feel a lot of weight in the tip. Any baton can be ordered with any of these balance points. Balsa series woods, the Balsa series looks like this. You'll see that the weight sometimes can be 1 inch to 2 inches forward of the handle because it's really lightweight, like cork. We also have cork for those who want cork handles, and they also can be in any of these shapes. Let's see, where else are we? Engraving, certainly you can have anything you want engraved. And lastly, consider using a case to protect your baton. We have amazing cases. This is our single leather case. You can run over this thing with a truck. It's got a heavy wall acrylic tube on the inside, which I do a lot of tooling to make it specific to our cases. You just take your baton and put it in the case, tuck it down, and then you pull the strap all the way over, and you'll see that there's no wiggle room in there for the handle to come loose or to break. Run over it with a car and you'll be just fine. So hopefully you won't run over your batons with a car, and you will find that this was helpful. So thank you so much for your time, and enjoy your fitting process. All right, bye-bye.